You are about to experience the Jersey Jaguar YouTube channel, the greatest YouTube channel in all of history when it comes to your Jacksonville Jaguars. In order to become a subscriber to this channel, if you haven't done so already, you only need to fit 3 criteria. First, you must love the Jacksonville Jaguars. Second, you must hate, better yet even despise, the Tennessee Titans. And third, and most importantly, you must know in your heart with everything you have that Shad Khan is a complete and total buffoon. If you fit those 3 criteria, hit that subscribe button, join me on this YouTube journey, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Sit back, relax, and listen to the best Jaguar insight on the YouTube platform. What's up, Jags fans? I come to you today, week 2 already in the NFL season. It's going by just a little bit too quickly already for my liking. We just started, and we're already on week 2. But I come to you with good news. I come to you with unusual news in a good way for the Jaguars faithful. The Jaguars enter week 2 with a chance to do something that I honestly don't know the last time that they did, and that is start the season 2-0. Now, when the schedule dropped back in April, May, whenever that was, I know a lot of Jaguar fans talked about all offseason, well, we have to beat the Panthers because we're definitely losing to the Bengals. We are not beating the Texans. The 49ers, forget about it. It's just a gauntlet. The Chiefs on Monday Night Football, I mean, it's going to be, well, if we win week 1, we won't win again until November. And I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. Because am I going to sit here and proclaim, guarantee, lock it, as Tony Baselli used to do on Jaguars Monday, that the Jaguars are going to win on Sunday? No, I'm not going to do that. But I sit here and I tell you that there is at minimum, a 50-50 shot that the Jaguars can win on Sunday against the Cincinnati Bengals. And that's not just fan speak. I think, although you can't get too carried away with a week 1 win, especially one against a team like the Panthers, what you can take away from that is how many times in years past would a game like last week be coming up and Jaguar fans are like, well, we should win that. It's at home. The Panthers aren't that good, blah, 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 blah. And the Jaguars lose. And the Jaguars don't even look competitive. That's happened. We've seen it countless times. I don't really think I have to bring that up and tell you guys how often we've seen that, because we've seen it countless times. That did not happen Sunday. The Jaguars not only beat the Panthers, but by mid-third quarter, that week 1 nerves that you get the whole time. You're like, man, like, want to start off the season with a win. You're nervous throughout the whole game. That was gone by mid-third quarter. Actually, I think it left when BTJ scored on the end-around run, and it was 17-3. I was like, okay, well, this game's over. Like, we won, because I don't think the Panthers are going to do anything more than maybe score garbage time to get 10. So I think 17's enough. And sure enough, even if we didn't score again, it would have been enough. The Jaguars look better coached than they have in years past. Even that jump that we saw from Urban Meyer to Doug Peterson in 22, which was noticeable, I feel like now the penalties, it's week 1, and you guys got to remember, these guys, starters in the NFL now, they're not playing in the preseason. So I don't know if you remember, but last year, the first 3-4 games, the Jaguars' offensive line could not pass block at all. Trevor was destroyed in the first 3 weeks. I think the first play of the game, our first play of the season, Calais Campbell sacked him in Miami. It was terrible, but I'm not saying they were perfect. But as it got on, it got better a little bit. I feel like a similar thing with the penalties that we saw last Sunday, whereas it's week one. You basically don't have a preseason anymore. I mean, let's be real. These guys have limited time to practice in the summer, limited times the coaches can have them on the field in pads doing stuff. It may take a little bit, but maybe slowly get better week after week. It may take until October or late September before you see the majority of that kind of sloppiness totally evaporated. But that was the worst part of the Jaguars game, I thought, on Sunday, was the penalties. But what's encouraging about that is we were able to overcome them. Like, how many times was it like a 3rd and 10 because drives are being stalled because of penalties, and Trevor was able to convert by throwing the ball down the field? We haven't seen that. The Jaguars were able to run the ball, something we haven't seen consistently in years. Now, his hookup with BTJ, yeah, is it a little concerning? Maybe, but Sunday is an opportunity against the Bengals, who we all know the Bengals shtick. They cannot play defense, but they can score 30, 40 points at any time that they really want to. So I really do think like the Bengals don't have anyone like J.C. Horn that made that crazy one-handed interception. Like, if that same opportunity presents itself on Sunday, Trevor's hitting that on Travis Hunter, and that's, if not a score, it's like a 70-yard play. So I'm not too concerned about that. Some people, criticized Trevor last week about his sharpness and everything, but I kind of think the delay kind of maybe screwed with that a little bit. And plus, it's his, first game in a new system. But I say all of that to say the Jaguars absolutely can go into Cincinnati, because everything that was wrong, and it feels so good to say everything that was wrong in a game that they won by 16 points, everything that was wrong last week can 1,000% be fixed sooner rather than later with good coaching, which I believe for the first time in a long time, the Jaguars have good coaching. I think Doug Peterson was great for 2022 to kind of pull this team up out of the muck that was Urban Meyer, but the kind of long-term stability, I think we found out pretty quickly that wasn't the answer. I think right now, what the Jags have in Liam Cohen and this particular coaching staff is the best chance, legitimate chance, of long-term stability, long-term we can play with anyone. We may not always win, but we can be competitive week in and week out, and we can compete with anybody. I really believe that. Is that a little high, boisterous for only after one game? Maybe. But the Jaguars absolutely can go into Cincinnati and win this game. But it's got to come from up front to do so. Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen, Eric Armstead. Hopefully, if Mason Smith is active, they gotta work that Bengals offensive line. It's not a good one. I think it's probably worse than the Panthers one. And then the following week we got Houston, another bad offensive line. So Josh Allen is 2.5 sacks away from the all-time Jaguars sack record. He's got a chance the next 2 weeks to get it, but I would love him to get it. I'd love for him to get it by the third quarter this week. Now, obviously, like I said, the Bengals defense doesn't really scare me a whole lot. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson's a great player, but I do think that Walker Little, combined with maybe like if you want to chip Brenton Strange over there a little bit, especially on like third and long situations, I think the Jaguars are up for the task with that. I do think that this is a week, and I think Liam Cohen actually has already said it. We see Travis Hunter a little bit more on defense. Just because, I mean, that is the Bengals' threat. Joe Burrow, yes, he's a top 5 quarterback in the league, but to go hand in hand with that, Jamar Chase is top 2 in the NFL. It's either him or Jefferson. It's interchangeable between the two. He had a down week last week against the Browns, so that does kind of scare me because how many down weeks in a row is the guy going to have? I would imagine not many, so he could be in tune for a big week. The Jaguars, I would suggest like Campanelli's actually like watching this, listening to me, but I would think that they'll have a corner. Maybe we see Travis Hunter on Jamar Chase and then a safety. I'd probably feel more comfortable with Eric Murray on top as opposed to Dewey, just because I don't know. Even though Dewey, he's improved, he still scares me a little bit, especially in a game like this. The Jaguars weren't really threatened too much deep down the field with the Panthers last week. This will test that. With T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow is absolutely going to take deep shots throughout this game, possibly early, to just set the tone of this game. So that's definitely something to watch out. But this game is going to be one in the trenches. If they can limit what Chase Brown's able to do, set the Bengals up in consistent third and long situations, and Trayvon and Josh do their thing, and they go to work on the tackles and just constantly are pressuring and hitting Burrow, then Jaguars have a chance to win. If they can't do that, then the chance is less and less. But I will say, this week, every week really, but this week in particular, is a big week for Trevor Lawrence. Because there are 5 big-name quarterbacks in the AFC. There is Patrick Mahomes, obviously. There is Lamar Jackson. There's Justin Herbert. There's Josh Allen. And Joe Burrow. Trevor has beaten Lamar. He has beaten Josh Allen. He has beaten Justin Herbert. He has not beaten Mahomes, and he has not beaten Joe Burrow. You play both those guys in the span of 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it is. Got to get at least one of them. If you don't beat Mahomes, whatever. Hardly anyone does. But this is an opportunity, especially if the defensive performance from last week carries over and is able to contain the Bengals. This is the opportunity for Trevor to say, hey, I am worth that contract. Hey, I have the weapons now. I have the running game. I can do this. I can win this game. I can put my team up 2-0 in the AFC South. It's all right there. All we got to do is take it. That's all I got today. I'm going to try something a little different on Sunday. I am going to try to make like a compilation reaction video of myself watching the game. If that goes well, if that's something that works and you guys like it, then maybe that's something that I'll start doing every week. But yeah, that's all I got today. Hopefully next time that I see you guys, plus win or lose, I would like to go live Sunday night too and just kind of talk about the game. So hopefully when I'm on there, I'm talking about the Jags being 2-0 and I'm high as a kite in the clouds. That's all I got. Go Jags.
Well, look at you. You made it through the entire video. I appreciate that. Since you've made it this far, you might as well go ahead and share this video with every Jaguar fan that you know. Really helps the channel grow, and hey, us Jaguar fans got to stick together. Duval!